Okay, so now let's talk about passing half guard in an offensive situation, okay? So he's gonna be trying to pull me in right here, and that's one thing I don't like. A lot of the times, and we talked about this a little bit in closed guard, is we're trying to pressure, especially like big, strong guys, we're trying to pressure into them because we see the problem right here, so we're trying to attack the problem, and we think the more weight I'm able to put on him, the stronger I'm going to be, right? And that's not necessarily the case. Right, the more I push into him, the more I'm actually loading myself up over his hips where he's his strongest, and then I pulled myself out of alignment. So my shoulders and my hips are no longer aligned, right, and postured well as I lean over. So I need to be very aware of how I approach this, because remember we talked about a little bit offensively, like I don't want to necessarily be trying to come into here if he's going to have a really quick back take and he's going to throw me over here. So I need to be very cautious of like how I'm pushing on the hip. So let's twist it a little bit. So for example, like I like to post on the hip, but if I'm outside posting on the hip, I can give him opportunity. I really want to be inside, separating his legs from working together, but now I need to be cognizant because if I move too far this way, the back take's going to happen. So like a lot of things are going to happen right here. So now, that being said, one of the biggest issues I see is people are just committed to moving forward from right here. They always think they need to move forward, okay? One of the best qualities you can pick up in jiu-jitsu is realizing that you don't always have to move. You can be still and assess the situation, to slow it down and kind of calculate where to move next, ascertain what the best option is for you. Or you could even move backwards, which is okay, right? 1 step backwards, 2 steps forwards. Sometimes just moving backwards to give yourself a better angle to continue forward is going to be your best option. All right, so as he's got this knee shield in here and he's trying to pull me forward, let's say I want, and this is like we always want our upper body and lower body working together, so I want my knee and my elbow to reconnect, but that's going to be difficult coming through here. Like we said, we open ourselves up to a lot of exposure by putting our arm through here and like this. So what I like to do, right, when I'm right here in the half guard, is I like to get his knees to the ceiling, all right, and just completely take away the half guard that he's trying to play. So I like to move backwards, and you see how his knees go to the ceiling, and now I can connect my knee and my elbow, right, and now I'm in a good position. Now as I progress through like a knee slice, now I have the angle. Now he can't get to the back take because he can't get the underhook right here. And if he tries to go around like in an overhook manner, it's just going to be worse for him as I come through right here to the guard pass. So first things first is when we get stuck in a half guard, and I can tell he's got a really good half guard, you don't have to move forward. Keep your posture controlled, right? And then sometimes we can move backwards. And sometimes I use my hand on the knee to move his knees to the ceiling right here, okay? And this can get even fancier. So as I pull him up, I get right here, I can even like bring this leg over, I can smash through this way, right? But regardless, you see it's the same fundamental aspect of taking this, not trying to pressure into him, taking away, because his advantage right here is the fact that I am pushing into him. I am creating this like meaningful connection, and I am loading myself. This is what he wants. I take that away by backing up, right? And he might come up and attack me right here, but I still have my hands, right? And then when I'm ready, I'm going to try to do whatever I can to get his knees to the ceiling. And then, of course, I like to connect my knee to my elbow right here, creating that full shield, because now it's very difficult for him to do whatever he wants. He might try to pull this leg out to get like a scissor sweep, but it's going to be a lot more difficult because he's not going to have connection to this hand, and I'm going to have a pretty good base right here. Okay.